going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be going over my predictions for the upcoming and highly anticipated road ahead. So I do think we are probably going to get it sometime, maybe this week, maybe tomorrow. It does feel like it's overdue. It's been over 3 months since we've gotten our last one, and taking a look at last year's final quarter road ahead was in September. So I kind of want to dive back into last year's road ahead just to kind of give you guys an idea, because I do think the last year's September road ahead, I think there's going to be some overlap into this road ahead. So let's get started. So first and foremost, this is September's road ahead from last year. We introduced Jabba, his requirements, the new TB, and then mod attenuation. So that's pretty much that's pretty much it. And those were some significant changes. But I want to go back to TB. I really think that we're probably going to start getting more planets here pretty soon. So I want you guys to look at this map. I mean, it's pretty much the same as what we have in terms of the path. I mean, you're starting here and it's the same path. The planets may be different, of course. Like that may not be Tatooine, that may not be, Geonosis, but the path is the same. And you can already see that Zepho, which you unlock by doing Baraka stuff, is still right there. It's a locked planet. So I do think that we're going to get more planets with this upcoming road ahead. TB has almost been out for over a year. The next thing I want to highlight here on this map, obviously it says at the bottom right, it says concept art, not final. But take a look at General Veers, how many Veers placements there are. Obviously, we're not going to unlock General Veers, but I do think that's an indicator of how many characters CG wants us to progressively unlock through this new TB. So you have one down the middle all the way at the top. That might be Reva, you know what I mean? Like, we get one character down the middle, one down the dark side on the left, and then we have two on the right side. And you know what? One may be a ship. Maybe they're not all characters. I don't know. But I do think it is time to start adding planets to TB, because this TB is very boring. I'm not going to lie. It's very boring. People just deploy, even at the top level, people just deploy to get their 36 stars and call it a day, because the amount of effort that goes into it to get 41 or 42 stars, the rewards just aren't worth it. The return is not there. So I think by adding some more of these bonus planets where we can get Chirotechs, maybe even Relic Salvage, which would be amazing, I think that might be worth it, because that can add up very quickly over time. Going back to the characters, Reva has been in this game for almost a year now. I know she hasn't been unlocked for a year. She was, I think, originally unlocked in March, maybe early April's, I think, when the first guilds were unlocking her, but she has been in the game since the new TB has launched, and that is about a year almost. We're creeping up on it. So I do think it's time to add something else to this territory battle in terms of a new character. I'm not sure who they would add. I don't know if they're going to stay within the theme of the Rise of the Empire, but I do think this is long overdue, and I would expect this. All right, next up on the list, let's go back to the last road ahead, which was this year in July, and kind of do a quick recap. They talked about how we're doing a lot of Return of the Jedi stuff. So the Leviathan is coming. They announced Galactic Legend Leia, the new raid, and the new characters. So we can kind of skip past all this. This is just the Leviathan requirements, Leviathan's kit, Leia and her first set of requirements. But the new raid, that is probably the one thing that's on everyone's mind. I'm really excited for this new raid, because they also said that the new raid is going to last longer than the crate raid. The crate raid, believe it or not, I mean, I often forget about this, but the crate raid's only been out since May 4th. So it's only been like 5 months. It feels like the crate raid's been out forever, right? It feels like the crate raid's been out as long as TB, which is, all year. But no, the crate raid's only been out for 5 months, and it's already going away. So at this point, I would probably say, unless you're like one character away from like having a full R7 team or full R8 team, I still probably wouldn't even invest. But, depending on the character, if it's a really good character, maybe still invest in the character. But, like, I would do a full stop on Tuskens. Mandos are really good right now, obviously, with ISC's rework. But, yeah, I would definitely start investing in the new raid. We don't really know who's going to be the best character. And it's a 3v3 raid. Well, not 3v3, but you're going to be able to only take in 3 characters at a time. So I don't know what the meta is. I don't know who's going to work, because they said they're going to be taking characters' abilities away and replacing them with other abilities. I don't know how this raid's going to work. So I would just be really safe about who you want to take past like R5 or maybe even to R7, R8 potentially. I mean, unless it's like a really good character like, you know, Han, Chewie, Jedi Knight Luke, like you can't really go wrong with those characters, you know what I mean? But for the other ones like Ewok Scout, Ewok Elder, you know, take caution. Alright guys, our third item on this list of predictions is, as long as CG stays true to tradition for the last 2 years, expect to see new marquees getting announced. I don't know if that'll be included in the road ahead, but that's just something that's also going to be coming up. Kind of just it's that kind of that time of the year. So if you look right here, October 18th of last year is when we got BT1 announced, as long as 000. So these two characters were kind of like our indicator of, hey, the next like Star Killer type unit is coming out. They didn't announce Afra until, I believe, December. Let me check real quick. Yes, right here. So December 9th is when she was officially announced. That's when the artwork came out. I don't know if they did a kit reveal at the same time. But yeah, they kind of announced the character, and it's kind of like, oh, the next week you get to unlock them, or that's when their event goes live. So start, I guess, getting ready for whatever's going to come out. It typically, the marquees that come out with these legacy characters are typically really, really good. I think there might be an exception with like one or two with maybe like Talon, maybe Sana, even though I really like Sana, but you know, there are still the quality of these characters are still really, really good, and they're definitely worth it. So that's another thing to keep in mind. We have another legacy character coming out. I have no idea. Because there's no pattern other than they're both dark side, you know, Afra and Starkiller. So maybe we'll get a light side legacy character. We haven't gotten a light side conquest character all year too, which I think is kind of weird. So I think our last one was Ben, and I believe he was before Malgus, and Malgus wasn't even this year. It's fair to say we might get a light side character. But yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea who the legacy character could be. I mean, there's so many characters. I am excited because they're typically very fun characters, and I really do enjoy Starkiller. Afra still, I mean, I know she's not as good as she used to be with her Datacron, but she's still pretty fun. And the last item I have on this list of predictions is a quality of life update to Territory Wars. I do think Territory Wars is long overdue for a quality of life update, whether that's through the reward system or the actual board, just because we only have 8 zones to place characters and 2 zones for ships. We have just a plethora of characters, teams, and ships now. We have so many capital ships now. There's 8 Galactic Legends in the game now, which means you can, in theory, place a GL wall in every zone if you really wanted to, because, I mean, you don't really need GLs to beat GLs all the time, because everything's Datacron dependent these days. But I do think Territory Wars needs a quality of life update. GAC needs one, but GAC is like... GAC needs to be redone from the ground up. I think they need to scrap GAC, make a completely brand new game mode from the ground up, because there's a lot of problems with GAC, and I won't invest in GAC until they fix it, because it's just, I don't think it's worth it. I think GAC is it's a bit of a scam. It doesn't matter how much you invest in it, you're going to break even most of the time. If not, you're going to go like 6-3 for the season, which is 900 crystals more than what you would have gotten, you know, on the average player. So, you know, there's no return in GAC. It's just crystals, which I understand is a premium currency, and that's what people use to, you know, progress their roster. But at the end of the day, this game is about, you know, resource management. And I do think that crystals are great, but, you know, if you lose, guess what? You're just going to win the next week, because that's just the way GAC works. I do think Territory Wars needs an update. I don't know if they're going to do the board, like I said. I don't know if they're going to do a different scoring system. I don't know, but I do think this game mode is overdue for something, because it's to the point now where, you know, if we flash forward to when the new Moff Gideon comes out and we have another crazy TW focused character / team that can beat or kill anything, especially because you know he's going to get a Datacron. There's just a lot. There's just too much. I mean, it really is overwhelming, and I don't want to get into counters or anything, obviously, but it's just, I think if anything, they need to look at ships. I don't think, going to 100 teams per zone is going to fix it, because we would need 36 hours, to be honest, to clear 100 teams in a zone. I think maybe if you add one more row, might be okay, because in GAC, we have 3 ships that we set on defense in Kyber 1 and Kyber 2. In TW, it's only 2 ship zones. You know what I mean? It's only 2 ship zones. So I think 3 ships zones would be okay, and then 2 more ground zones I think would be perfect. I think that'd be a really good change. And maybe you don't just add another row. Maybe we can like squeeze another zone in between these two zones right here, or maybe have another zone right here. So you have like three teams, three walls they have to face for the first. Or yeah, actually, I just realized that. Just make it where it's 3 walls for everything, because the back half is three zones. So I don't know. There's just quick suggestions I was just thinking of. I think a lot of players neglect TW, which is not a good thing, because long-term TW, I think, builds your roster more than GC, just because you get Datacron reroll mats, you get R9 materials, R8 materials, nice chunk of gear for free. I mean, it's really nice. So, and Zetas, of course. I mean, there's a Zeta crunch right now, and, you know, I'm sure everyone's feeling it. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Like I said, I expect the road ahead sometime this month. I really think we're going to get something this week. I think the reason last week they didn't post it is maybe because last week was not a very good week with Conquest breaking, the Marauder breaking, ISA breaking. It just wasn't a good PR week for CG. So I can understand them postponing the road ahead. So, like I said, keep an eye out for it. These are just my predictions. I think this is stuff that we either need or we can expect to get pretty soon. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, please leave me a like, subscribe if I've earned it, and let me know down in the comment section what you think about my predictions and what you think is going to be coming in the road ahead. I really am looking forward to hearing to your ideas, especially about the legacy character. That I have no idea who the legacy character is going to be, nor do I know how the marquees or how they're going to pick their marquees for it. So, but I am excited because, like I said, they're always good. Other than that, guys, take care, have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video.